The Ninja Gaiden series is another one of those long-dormant series, with the last main entry being more than a decade ago in 2012. But it seems like Team Ninja is interested in bringing it back, with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black released early this year, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound following after, and now a mainline edition, Ninja Gaiden 4, made in cooperation with Platinum Games. Yes, that Platinum Games. Ninja Gaiden 4 is a fun, beautiful, brutal adventure featuring their new protagonist. What makes Ninja Gaiden 4 good? Well, let's get into it. Again, we have a new protagonist leading the charge for Ninja Gaiden's comeback, Yakumo. Yakumo is a ninja of the Raven clan, a clan that acts as sort of a spec ops, as they do the dirty work that the Hayabusa clan would not. Yakumo is tasked with killing the Dark Dragon priestess, Sayori, in order to fulfill a prophecy handed down for generations in the Raven clan. However, upon meeting Sayori, she explains to Yakumo that they misunderstood their prophecy and proposes a better idea. Yakumo agrees to their proposition, and the rest of the story follows Yakumo fighting hordes of warriors and demons to finally defeat the Dark Dragon once and for all. It's a fairly straightforward story, with most of the intrigue coming from whether Sayori is full of BS or if she's telling the truth. For a game like Ninja Gaiden, the story isn't really the biggest draw, and we understand that. However, we do feel like the characters could have at least been a little more endearing or memorable. Some of the more emotional parts of the story could have hit harder if we had more time with the characters. The game expects us to have some sort of emotional reaction to certain scenes, but it doesn't really build up the foundation for that emotion to rise up. A majority of the character interactions happen via comms, and maybe that's part of why we don't have that deep of a connection to the characters. We kinda wish we were given more on-screen interactions between the Raven clan members and Sayori. I mean, Misaki and Sayori have such nice looking designs, so not having more on-screen appearances feels like a waste as well. This lack of screen time and underutilization also contributes to things being left unexplained, and feeling like a random idea thrown in just because. Talking about this in more detail is spoiler territory, so we'll leave it at that. So yes, the story isn't as satisfying, but you know what is? The gameplay is so damn fun. It feels nostalgic in a way that its gameplay reminds me of that time when games wanted to be as edgy and bloody as possible, like God of War, Gears of War, Dead Space, Lollipop Chainsaw, and that time. You go around chopping up demons, monsters, and cyborg warriors as you try to complete your objectives. Some older fans may want the old school gameplay, but as a fairly new Ninja Gaiden player, this game made me a fan. Also, it's been more than a decade since its absence, and the action game genre has since gone through a lot of changes, so it's only natural that the game would be different from the last mainline game. The game now introduces a lot of elements that are usually found in most modern action games, like perfect parries, perfect blocks, and perfect dodges. Among the three, the parry is the most effective as it sets you up to deal the most damage, but that doesn't mean that block or dodge is rendered useless. As someone who instinctively goes for dodges in an action game, the dodge is still effective in mitigating damage and also repositioning. As perfect parries are high risk, high reward, I'd rather view it as giving you a higher skill ceiling while giving you safer options to fall back onto. Executing these perfect actions is also so satisfying. Ninja Gaiden prides itself on being punishing yet fair, and while I played through the game smoothly, there were times when the game would still put me in my place. The normal difficulty strikes a good balance between players who want a challenge and players who want a power fantasy hack and slash. But for those who are solely focused on the challenge, the game gives you a lot of options to scratch that itch. The simple and obvious way is to change the difficulty level. Again, we played on normal and that already gave us a decent challenge. Above that is hard, which gives you stronger enemies to fight. And even further, we have Master Ninja, which is only unlocked after finishing the story mode once, featuring even harder enemies. And if you're not satisfied even with that, Death Wish mode will set your health and blocking abilities to base level and bars you from equipping accessories. There are even hidden challenge rooms in the story levels called Purgatories that award you with currency if you complete them. And you can choose how much of an HP nerf you receive during the challenge. The more of your max HP is gone, the more rewards you receive. There are so many ways to set your levels of masochism in this game to cater to how you want to play, making it great for both casual players and people who really want to know the game in and out. And I do feel there is a lot to learn if you really want to dig into the game and truly master it. Yakumo has 4 weapons that he can use, and all of them have unique movesets, utilities, and feel. It will take time for you to understand the best attack strings and combos to use for optimal delimbing and obliteration. Pair that with learning parry timing for the many enemy types you encounter, and you'll be spending a long time with this game. Boss fights aren't slouching either. They do pull their weight as they're really fun to fight as well, and you can really feel the bosses gradually go up in difficulty the farther you're in, demanding you to be more and more familiar with your movesets as you go along. We already mentioned that truly mastering the game takes a lot of time, and it's because of that the game has high replayability. You can keep honing your skills, aiming to get higher and higher ranks in your story runs, and you can up the difficulty and see how far you can go. Feeling like you really got the hang of it after X runs? Turn on Death Wish mode, play the challenge modes, you have so many options. I can definitely see myself spending a lot of time on this game if I could. Not only does it play well, it looks great too. The grim and dark atmosphere serves as a great set piece to the game's overall aesthetic. Paired with the amazing animations that showcase its unique blend of violence and style, it's a game that serves up eye candy both in form and function. I mean, look at these fancy visuals. The character designs for the new additions to the cast are great. Again, it's a shame that they don't get much screen time because they really are nice. Yakumo looks very at home in the Ninja Gaiden universe. Sayori, with her brighter wardrobe design, really shows that she's somewhat different from the rest of the cast. But man, is that rope distracting. Misaki has a really sleek business coat kind of style, blended with a more traditional Japanese design that screams a Japanese spy kind of vibe. I like that they made Ayane look older as well, although I'm more of a fan of her shorter hair, personally speaking. The audio is great. The sound effects and music enhance the game's presentation, giving weight to Yakumo's hits, slashes, and dismemberments. The music? Oh man, I love how Victor Borba's become that guy who sings in iconic video game hype tracks. Tracks featuring him really put me in the mood to kick ass and chew bubblegum. Also, if you're a fan of Polyphia or Animals as Leaders type songs, you'll love them. Other than that, the English voice acting is what pulls it down a bit, mainly on the delivery and tone of certain characters, though the Japanese is pretty solid. However, it's just a little weird that the lip syncing is a little off, or is it just me? Ninja Gaiden is back, bloody, brutal, and beautiful. Gameplay is punishing but fair. If you're the type of gamer who wants to get in deep and master the mechanics of the game and get the highest ranks in all the stages, Ninja Gaiden 4 will happily accommodate your needs. It's beautiful, the music is bangin', the weakest link is just the story and characters. We wish that they did a little more to make the characters endearing and memorable, and the story a little more coherent and consistent. But that's probably the least of your worries when you're happily cutting down demon after demon. So, we're giving Ninja Gaiden 4 an 84. What about you? What are your thoughts on Ninja Gaiden? Was it the comeback you were looking for? What did you wish was included in the game? Tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe for more video game reviews and video game related content. This has been Game8, and we'll see you next time.